people who cannot sit at home, thank you so much for being here. Today we are staying at a church. So this is a gorgeous 1887 built church. It is located about 2 hours east of Toronto. It is in a town called Aylmer. And we're gonna be, of course, I'm gonna show you everything about this church and where we're gonna be sleeping. And that's not only that, I'm gonna show you what is there to do in the cities nearby. We're also gonna go to the beach of Lake Erie. It's gonna be a really fun episode, so let's go. So here's how it looks on the outside. We just arrived. The parking is free over there, and the church, I'm not sure if it's a church or a chapel, not sure what the definition is, but it is a fairly large. So by Airbnb they go by church, so I'm gonna call it church. And just look at how gorgeous it is inside. Just as I walked in, I'm pretty sure I said like, wow. It did take my breath away. No amount of pictures could have prepared me for the fact that this is a full-on church. And yeah, I was blown away that things like this exist, really. The way I found it was I was just scrolling through Airbnb. I do that for fun. I know I'm unusual. And I found it as one of the Airbnb postings. And yeah, it's just look at this stained glass. And over here is me. The kitchen and the stove is kind of where the altar is. And over here you can see above over there is the loft. I'm going to show you in a second where you sleep. They also were lovely to provide do-it-yourself breakfast. So over here is butter, fresh bread, and there's a number of jams, eggs, milk. The other stuff is not for us, but it was lovely that they did that. So for me, Airbnbs have stopped doing the have stopped doing the breakfast, and this is so cool that you can do it yourself. And of course they have all of the teas, different kinds of teas, coffee, and there's a toaster, there's oats, all the forks and knives, and also the cups over here. Look how adorable these were. They were like handmade pottery, gorgeous. I love the colors on them. And there's just plain kind of normal plates and cups. And they even have a dishwasher in the church. Can we just take a second to just appreciate that? So yes, over here is the view from the kitchen onto there. And honestly, from the first hour I think we were there, we were just kind of doing all of the filming and just kind of thinking how crazy this is. Here's the bathroom. It doesn't stop. It's like, look at the shape of the windows. What's interesting is the windows are actually new. If you look over there, they were of course renovated. The bathroom is still looking like it's a church bathroom with all of the details that it can have. Wanted to tell you about my new Weekend Getaways road trip journal. This just recently came out on Amazon. It's one of my books. It's all about weekend getaways, and I'm gonna link all of the information down below. And I also have, of course, my regular Ontario road trip journal, which is the spring and summer for daytime tripping, and my fall winter if you would like to go on a day trip in fall or winter. So at this point you're probably thinking, okay, where do you sleep though? So over here is a staircase. So the staircase is pretty steep, so you got to be careful. If you don't rush, you'll be fine. And here's the gorgeous bed. The bed was very comfortable, great mattress over there, queen size bed. For the two of us it was perfect. If you want to, what they can do is they can do a air mattress and they place it down below. So essentially this booking can be done for 4 people, which is pretty awesome. And over here on the loft, there's lots of books. Now going downstairs, I want to show you some of the music instruments that they have. So of course they have this beautiful piano, and not only that, the piano has the headphones, and shortly I'm gonna show you me using that. Then they also have guitars, and I think, is that a ukulele? I'm not really sure if that's ukulele or a small guitar. But here's me on the piano, and let me show you what I can do. Fantastic. As you can tell, I can do nothing. I did take piano lessons actually for some time, so it's pretty sad that I forgot everything. it's definitely great that I did not go into music because I have no talent in that. So over here is how it looks at nighttime. The lights come on and it looks very adorable. The lights are controlled so that you have, if you just want the lights up on the top over there where the bed is, or just in the kitchen, everything is kind of in sections. And here's some info about the property. So as I mentioned, it was built in 1887 and it supported the local community up until 2012, so fairly recent. And then the owners of the Airbnb, they basically purchased it, and it took a 3-year journey to convert this building into the home that it is right now. So over here they had so many games. Oh my gosh. So they had this gorgeous vintagey domino. Then they had so many cards like Skippo and Uno that are arranged in the nicest manner. That, like, I love organization. This was beautiful. Then they had a number of books, of course, and this one was specifically about older churches. And I actually really enjoyed it. I was looking through it, and I love architecture in general, and I think churches are beautiful, especially, you know, how they were built before. So that was really cool to see. Then me and my mom played the Battleship, and I unfortunately lost, but it's okay. And here I think is the plate of the church. So it used to be called St. Stephen's Anglican Church, because it definitely looks like it is now. So I'm pretty sure that that's that. And over here, I just want to show you some of the details. Like, pretty much everything is new, but it has all of these vintagey elements. Like, for example, the key over here in the bathroom door, I did not even touch it, but it was really beautiful how it is. The decoration on the sink over here, the actual mirror is gorgeous. I love the lighting fixtures. I don't know if these are originals or these are simply looking like they fit, but regardless, it's beautiful. And vents were also original. So again, it was such a cool experience. You have to check it out if you are into this kind of Airbnb experiences, because I have nothing but good things to say about this. Everything, and by the way, they had the heater because it was a fairly cold night and we were warm, but I'm sure they have AC because I've seen AC above the bed. And here's me quickly showing you the posting on Airbnb. I'm gonna link it also down below. Of course, I cannot release the address, the exact address. You will only know once you book it, but this is the rough location so that you see it's about 2 hours from Toronto, so not really that far. So here are all of the other things we did on this trip. Clovermead is a really cool market, I guess. It has so many, anything related to bees. So of course, insane amount of beeswax candles. I switched to beeswax candles. I do not actually have any more soy candles because these are, in my opinion, healthier, more natural. By the way, these guys also have a yearly bee beard competition. I would love to be here for that. That's pretty crazy. Over there, insane amount of honeycomb. You can even try sample honey. And in the summertime, those guys also have a whole experience, outdoor experience, and it looks amazing. Over here we are at the old Imperial Farmers Market. It's essentially a fairly new market. We kind of went around. They have some natural kind of skincare products. We got a bunch of things. They have a number of bakeries that look adorable and beautiful. There's a flower shop. There's a t-shirt stand. Basically, anything you could want from a market is over there. There's even like a bunkie over here that you can purchase. And it's just really nice, clean. You know, you can eat there, you can relax there. There's a children's play area. There are nice bathrooms here. Overall, really enjoyed this market and just kind of walking around. Over here, we went to the Aylmer Wildlife Management Area. This is free to enter, and they even have like a stand. They have free parking and they have a stand. If you look at the pictures, and of course all of the locations will be posted down below, you will see that it's gorgeous. So over here, all of this is filled with swans if you're there at the right time. And they have a website, and on the website they will tell you if the swans are there. So I knew there was not going to be swans, but I was hoping, because it's nice and warm right now for winter time, but it was not. So it's okay. The next place you need to check out when in Aylmer is Hope Eco Farm Store. It is essentially a Mennonite store, and they have a huge amount of like just variety of different nuts, seeds, flowers, and most of them are organic or GMO free, and they also have different meats. I definitely got a bunch of stuff from them because the prices are also great. They are going to be much more expensive in the city. It was also pretty cool to see occasionally the Mennonite carriages to kind of pass you by. I don't know, there's something lovely about that. Next stop, let's go to Mennomex. So I never knew, unfortunately, that there are Mexican Mennonites, and there's a lot of them in Aylmer, Ontario, and they even have a whole store that was very unique and very much there's a lot of Mexican products in here, even Mexican flag. It was cool. It felt like we were in Mexico. All of the products were from there, and we got a number of things to sample. There's some beautiful dulce de leche, even Mexican ramen. I actually got that to sample. So over here I'm showing you different chips, but what surprised me actually the most is not even the chips, even though they were really cool, that right now in Mexico, I guess, they put in big letters that something is not good for you. So excessive calories, excessive salt, excessive sugar, they put it in those big black circles, and I kind of like that. I think that makes sure people understand what they're consuming, and I would love to see that happening in Canada. So after going through the shelves, we selected a number of things to purchase, but we also wanted to try their burritos because they actually have food right there in the store. So here is where they make everything. So we selected the chicken burrito and also a number of enchiladas. So over here is the chicken burrito, and it was great. Very fresh, really nice meat. Enchiladas over here, they were also really great. So we had one beef enchilada, one chicken. It was so messy, but it was such great flavor. The sauce was amazing. If anything, enchiladas were even more of my favorite than a burrito, but both were really great. Here's another awesome place. It's called Walker Dairy Bar. In here, they just have a number of ice creams and donuts, and they also have coffee. I wanted to have a coffee, but they didn't have decaf. So, and the ice cream was too cold outside, but it definitely looked amazing. They have these cookies over there with ice cream, looked really great. Grandma's Oven, I have to tell you to go here. This is an amazing bakery. Oh my gosh, everything in here was so yummy. We sampled a number of cookies and their butter tarts, and everything was so fresh, very kind of low on the dough, but large on the filling, which is exactly how I love it. So I highly recommend Grandma's Oven. So at this point, we actually checked into the church, and then after we decided to go and check out Lake Erie, and over here we are at Port Bruce. So at first I didn't understand what that was, but this is a huge chunk of ice kind of hanging off of the point of the pier, and here's the other side of the ice. It was weird. It was really cool looking. There was no snow around it, just that huge chunk of ice. And here's me trying to look for pretty rocks, but I just got water all over me. And the rest of the beach had so many logs, tree trunks, which was very surprising to me because you don't see that on Lake Ontario. And the sunset was actually gorgeous. I do like Lake Erie. It is usually more of a darker color. Like I find Lake Ontario is brighter, but there is something really nice about Lake Erie. I can't really pinpoint it. Like it's a little warmer to me. I don't know. I do like it. And that was it for that day, and we slept over at the church, and as I mentioned, it was amazing. In the morning, I really wanted to check out the Skyway Cafe Tillsonburg, which is where we're heading to right now, and here's the view of it. So it's a nice cafe, and you order and you have your coffee and your breakfast, and you're supposed to have airplanes over there, but in the beginning there was nothing, so we ordered and we were waiting patiently. And over here is actually a one order. They just split it. They were really kind to split it into two. It's a breakfast sampler. It has pretty much everything, but it was perfect for the two of us. So it was great that we could split it. But you know what? There was not a single plane. I was very disappointed, but I don't know. It was Sunday at about 10 o'clock. I thought that would be the perfect time. They do have a Tillsonburg's flying school over here. So maybe if you really want to see the planes, which I should have done, you could call the school and ask if they're going to be flying, because this way you will know for sure. But anyway, no planes. Now we're heading to Kitchener, and we're at the Jersey Mike's Subs. This, oh my gosh, I've seen so much about this all over the internet, all over the TikTok, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go check it out. Number one thing is the employees here were amazing. They were so lovely, and yes, they do cut everything fresh. As you saw over there, the cheese was cut fresh. This was, I think, their special, kind of what they're known for. Do I think this is the best sub I ever had? Probably, actually, it was. I'm just not a sub person in general, but it was really nice and fresh. And the next stop over here is in Hamilton. This is Freelton Antique Mall. I've heard about this also for a while, and it's actually very not that far from Toronto. This is about under an hour from Toronto. It's huge. I was very, very surprised how big this antique mall is. Right from the beginning, there's a vendor, and they have so many of old vintage postcards from Toronto area, and it's amazing how the city has changed. Like, just look at all of these. It's fascinating how much has been built. Like, Eaton Center is so different right now. This is, what is it, Yonge Street over there. So yeah, lots of things have changed. And then the rest of the mall, as I mentioned, the different vendors, so everything is fairly unique. Over here is a Trump game. If anybody remembers Love Is, those gums, so that was really adorable. It depends what you're looking for, right? So over here is like gold cups and things like that. I think the variety was definitely there. If you're looking for vintage, I think you can also find stuff here. Like, this is England napkin rings, and look how beautiful they are. They're actually 20 bucks, so the prices were not high at all. And then I stumbled upon this jewelry stand, and oh my gosh, the earrings over there were $5. So I was debating, should I get this, or there's so many pretty ones. I keep seeing these like jelloed roses and I want to buy it, but I shouldn't. So this is what I got. I got a Toronto badge for $3, and I got a set of earrings for $5, and I was happy with that. And that was all of the things that we did around Aylmer, Ontario. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, like, and share if you did, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.